It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wildcard Weekend. It's the Commanders and the Seahawks. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Straight ahead, it's Wildcard Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intensity level will be off the charts.
And off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
First and 10, and they've got three tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Now back to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Oh, now is the punter Johnny Hecker, who in fact grew up just north of here in nearby Bothell. 35 yards that time on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ that feels like gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Play action. It's Fields. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And, you know, listen, there's two ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch.
Walker hit and the ball is out. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once more, Gibson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now what? Hey, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Rocky start throwing the football. He's missed now on his first 4 attempts.
Eager to see what his demeanor is going to be from this point forward, because the best ones, they missed the first 15 attempts, and they think they're going to hit the next 15. Let's see if he has that type of an attitude. Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Yeah, we will get another look at Seattle's offense. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. 2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. From the 50, here's Fields. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones at a first down.
Here we go.
They'll set up a throw. His throw incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
So many offenses want to put their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. I'm scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. And that hits the crossbar and comes back, and it's no good. And by just a whisker, this remains a scoreless game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Walker now on 1st and 10. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 2nd and 6. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Steps away. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, 30 yards. And the Seahawks will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Emmanuel Agba. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll set up to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The drive will start with an option going left. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Washington offense back out there. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
We'll get an injury stoppage, and it appears to be the wideout, Jahan Dotson. He's the one shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Boye Mafe from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
And wild card round, they told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Ran it last time. Now Fields to throw. He's got his tight end fan. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And his pass incomplete. This offense on third down today, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 4th down. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it. And he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw is Fields. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Straight ahead, Walker. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And they're going to get this up to midfield. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. On 2nd down, here's the option. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Fields. He's got a man, complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. A pitch comes to Walker. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers. Guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, break.
He'll look to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. They're looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
On 1st down, Fields. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Noah Fant saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 24-0 lead already in hand, really no reason to try to do anything too crazy here. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. From the 25 on 2nd down. Fields going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And got his man complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Here we go.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wildcard matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the second of our triple header here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's NFC Wildcard game. And it was the New York Giants who are moving on as they defeat the Dallas Cowboys. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms to find out who advances to the divisional round. Let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Take it in at the 3. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And they have made this look easy. Now, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
On second down, it's Walker, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. to Walker on first down. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 35 on second down. Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Boye Mafe picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. They're going to look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash. This from 48. And this one is right down the middle. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Fields. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't Hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Fields. That's caught at the 3. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This a 27-yard attempt here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Holding offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to move it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again to Jones. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them?
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Washington on 3rd down, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And the Seahawks defense gets to him and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. A nice run there by Jones on 1st down as he'll wind up getting about 5, so 2nd and 5 coming up. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, But they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Up the middle, Jones. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they'll pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we pause for an injured player, and now what you want to see, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's in some pain out there. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. And this will be a Seahawks 1st down as the tackle made at about the 38. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
An inside give to Jones. And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll set up a throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Back to Gibson, and another catch for him. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Back to throw again. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Washington. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 73 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. And they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Now Jones. They are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
This one left side caught by Gibson. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.